Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Fierce Female Friday, November 25th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Notice something different? I am back to blonde, you guys, but I might not be blonde for long. I'm always going to change it up and experiment with different colors. Today's special guest is an actor, singer, and songwriter, and he goes by the name of Owie, and he's known for hit shows such as ATL Homicide and more. And I'm super excited to have him here in the dollhouse. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's welcome our very special guest, Owie. And share this live, and make sure you guys head on over and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime. Check out some of the past shows and interviews from this week so you guys won't miss a thing. So without further ado, let's add our very special guest. Oh, hello, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. Welcome to the dollhouse. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Yes, sir.
All right, Fashion Dolls. So before we get into this interview, how was your holidays yesterday? Because yesterday was Thanksgiving, as we know, and everybody's with their family. And just
Yeah.
in general, how has 2022 been for you thus far?
2020 has been great. Yesterday for Thanksgiving, I went out and fed the homeless, and went out there and fed the homeless, about 50 to 60 homeless people, and just came up with the idea of me and a person from another company, Great Code Enterprise, went out and served the homeless yesterday, and for a couple of hours, did a great job doing so. I'm proud of myself.
You gave back. There's
Yes,
faith in humanity restored, and that's a blessing in itself. All
yes.
right. So let's dive right into this interview.
All
Because you
right.
are a fresh new face, I've got introduced to you through watching ATL Homicide and so many other of your projects as well too.
Yeah.
Now, how did you get your start into the business? And did you always knew that this is something that you wanted to do was act and sing?
Well, as far as acting, it was something that I was kind of dipping, dabbling in, growing up and, doing church plays and going to high school, doing plays in high school, and actually taking up a theater class in high school. And also I did plays in middle school as well. So I kind of dipped and dabbed growing up and everything. And so that's what made me want to get into it more.
All right, all right.
Now, as far as the singing, I grew up singing in the church as well. Um, you know, and that's my passion. Something I've always wanted to do. So
Okay. So who are
yeah,
some of your musical inspirations? Because we're going to talk about the hit singles Until Then and Brand New, which is like
yeah.
on repeat in my playlist, and it has like a
Okay.
90s R&B feel to it. So who are some of your influences?
Some of my influences are Marvin Gaye, Donny Hathaway, Music Soul Child. I like Jill Scott. As you see, I'm more of the neo soul, the soul. That's the
Hmm.
range I'm going for right now.
Okay. Okay. And with the singles, which we'll get right into, what was
Okay.
the recording process like for these singles?
Well, for brand new, it was kind of hard because it was like really my first single I wanted to put out.
Yeah.
And it was a big process because I wanted to be right, being though it was going to go on all platforms. I wanted to kind of be right for myself. I wanted to feel comfortable with it, and which led it to being, on all platforms right now. And I'm excited about that, and it's going to go on my first album when it comes out.
Okay, okay. So what type of environment do you like when you're recording music? Because I know certain singers um like a certain element when they're in the studio where it's not a whole lot of people or certain things like that. What type of element do you like when you're recording your music?
Going to the park, just clear my mind in a safe space. It could be in the bedroom. It could be anywhere where there's a safe space and, not a lot of noise. Like right now, I'm in my car right now, sitting at the park. So it's kind of like a safe haven for me to go and write music as well.
Okay, okay. Now acting. Of course, as I mentioned in the beginning of the interview, I've seen you on ATL Homicide. If you could name any one of your characters that you portrayed throughout your career, which one would resonate with you the most? And how powerful was the connection tapping into that character?
Hmm. I would say Malcolm X. It was for a stage play that I did back home. Um,
Ooh,
it was like my very first time doing a monologue, and it was like so intense for me. I got up there and did my thing, and yeah, that seemed to be like it was the hardest project for me because you had to
yeah.
tell the story, like engage the story to the audience right then and there, and not cut it and edit it and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yes, when you're doing a show live, like how we're doing in real time, if you mess up, the audience will catch on to it. So for you, which do you prefer? Do you like with ATL Homicide, like when it's right there, it's being taped in the process, or live in that moment, do on stage?
I could say both because I know with being when you're being taped, it's kind of like they can
Yeah.
go back and edit and edit and edit until it's right. Versus when you on live on stage, it's a whole different ball game. You got to get up there and make sure it's right. Everything
Yes.
got to be right when you get up there.
Because
Yeah.
if something is off, you better believe the audience will tell you right then and there, like, okay, something is very, very off.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we got a question for you from my fraternal island Yankee. He wants
Okay.
to know, what epiphany have you had that clicked and said, okay, this is what I should be doing?
Um, when I do showcases on Friday nights, and when I make those connections with different people in the business that I know I
Mm.
could make those connections with, it's like, yeah, I know I'm making it right now. So I'm trying to basically go out, get connections, and I just want to feel like I made it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
What is something that people may not know about you?
Mm. I'm a good cook. I'm a great
Okay.
yes. I think cooking runs in the family. Yeah.
It's passed on, that history, tradition,
Yeah.
tradition,
Yeah.
tradition. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, are there any actors or musicians or producers that you would like to collaborate with in the future? I'm going into manifestation mode because we're like a quarter of a half few inch into out of this month, out of
Yes.
this year, excuse me, 2022, now going into 2023. Next month will be December, and then boom, 2023 will be here. Are
Right.
there any possible collaborations or dream collaborations that you would like to collab with in the future of 2020?
Um, let's see. Her,
Oh,
uh,
I could see that.
maybe Music Soul Child, Bilal, Jill Scott, even. Um, I think I want to work with pretty much everybody.
And it's that DC, that DC Philly thing with you. I
Yes.
already knew. I did my research. I sure did.
Uh,
Shout out to my girl Angela Renee. She says, yes, start claiming and manifesting. How was your holidays, everyone? I hope you guys had an awesome Thanksgiving holiday with your family yesterday. And scrolling on Instagram, seeing what everybody was doing with their families, just
yes.
beautiful. All of the love and the food and everything, y'all were just awesome. And
Yeah.
Angela says that Bilal is a vocal gymnast.
Yes.
Hmm.
Bilal. Yes, he is. Bilal is a wonderful gymnast in the vocal part. Yeah. He does a lot for
Absolutely.
backup singing for Erica Badu too. On one of her albums he did. Yeah.
And if you guys remember that I did my interview with Cherokee, Cherokee got the approval to do one a cover for one of his songs, I swear. So if you
Oh,
guys go back and check out that interview with Cherokee, that was a pretty great interview as well too. And we did that one back in 2021. So it's up there. You guys just have to go through the archives and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime. All right.
that's
So we're going to get into our games here with Howie, ladies and gentlemen, and then we're going to take some questions from the audience. The first one is called the Rapid Five. And this is where my guests get to pick five things that they can't live without. It can be their favorite food, their favorite drink, it can be their favorite movie, whatever they want to, possible goals, passions, dreams, or whatever it is. And then the next one is called Turn the Tables. And this is where my guests get to ask me questions. And you find out things about Miss Stevie, the hostess, that you might never know about her. So
okay.
let's get right into it. What are five things that we can't live without?
Uh, food, uh, water, music, Family, my children.
Mm, mm. Excellent choices because we both have that in common where we're like in tune with our family and having that support circle around
Yeah.
us 100%. So I posted something in my stories about gratitude. So you guys check my stories. It's in there.
Okay.
Um, and it was sent to me yesterday on Thanksgiving. And I said, this is beautiful. So be thankful for everything that God has put here on this earth. And I'm thankful to be here. No sick days. Like I was telling Jamari Taylor, I just interviewed this week. I've done over, you guys, breaking news, this just in, because I have been counting up and tallying up and doing this consistently, blood, sweat, and tears. We have now reached 352 interviews. So
Oh,
thank you guys all so much for your support tuning in and so much. It's been a journey. There have been days when I've had to take breaks because I'm doing the platform. Normally I would have my co-host right there beside me, and I spoke with Johnny today, so Johnny should be coming back pretty soon. But I've been having to hold down the fort as well, so just thankful for that. So it's a lot more amazing guests that are going to be coming on. And this just in case you guys missed it, yesterday I made the announcement that Cherry Johnson from shows like Family Matters and Punky Brewster is going to be here December 7th. So make sure you guys tune in for that interview. That is one you definitely not going to want to miss. But
nice.
now it's time to turn those tables. And Albie is going to ask me as many questions as he wants. And this is for the viewers to get to know a little bit about me because I'm a very closed book. I'm very private about certain things and just a very private person in general. But that transparency.
Okay.
So take it away, Albie.
Okay. So, how did you get started with doing interviews on live?
Hmm. I to be honest, I manifested it at a very young age. I said
Okay.
I'm going to be a talk show host, and what I would do is, you know, when you got a family full of black women,
Right. Right.
it's a lot of our mothers and would relax their hair and things, and I would collect all of the boxes, and I said I'm going to look like one of those girls on those boxes, and I would
Right.
line them all up in my father's room, and I would take a little microphone or something and I would be like, hold it up to the box like I'm interviewing somebody. You know how Oprah does in the audience back in the day.
Right. Right.
So, you know, I manifested it that I was going to be a talk show host. And fast forward throughout high school, I took public speaking and then I
Okay.
took beauty school as well, too. That's something I don't really talk about. But yes, I do hair on the side as well, too, outside of Style by Stevie. Every look that you guys see, I've done. So, with that being said, I said there's got to be something because our parents always ask us, what is going to be the backup plan and what is going to be your go-to if this doesn't work out? What is going to be your plan B? And so I created Style by Stevie just randomly out of whim. And fast forward to 2022, we've had so many amazing interviews and guests because this really originally wasn't my intention. I wanted to be a fashion designer, but I
Oh,
said, why not weigh all the options and do something that makes you feel happy? And I went with talk show hosts.
mm, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Doing a good job at it so far I can see, I've checked out a couple of your lives and everything with, celebrity guests and everything. I'm like, oh wow. Okay. I feel like a celebrity now.
Yeah, and I'm honored to have you in the lineup of almost everybody that I've interviewed. You're the 352 interview that I've done. And it's more and more. My goal for the new year was to try to reach at least 400 interviews. And I
Okay.
said, I'm going to do it if I keep pushing and persuading. We're already at 352. So if we keep going and keep going, it's so much more to come in the future. Yeah.
Well, you're on your way too as well. So, you know, manifest that into existence.
Yes, and I do vision boards too. I
Okay.
love to create vision boards. So almost everything that I did on my vision board back in 2021, I'm looking at the board now across the room, and almost everything that I've put on that board has come to fruition. So I'm thankful for that. It's sort of like when you go to the mall and there's you got to make a wish and throw a coin in the fountain,
Right.
that
Yes.
type of thing. That's what it's like for me. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So you said you how you came up with the name Miss Stevie, Style by Stevie, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Um so who haven't you had on this live that you would like to see on the live?
Everybody knows this. Well, it can be one person because you said who. All right. I would go with Taraji P. Henson. And I
Uh
feel like with our energies, I'm all about the zodiac sign. I'm a Scorpio and I love to have a good time. And it's just my bubbly personality and quirkiness that
Okay.
would make the interview so fun. And she has her quirky moment behind the scenes as well too. Like she's a ball of fun. I'm a ball of fun, and that would be an amazing interview. So manifesting that in the future.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely, absolutely. That's who I want to work with while in the acting world. So I'm gonna manifest that too as well.
She
You know.
yes, she's an amazing actress. When we seen her on Empire, she gave us this powerful boss woman, Cookie Lyons, and then you see her in other roles and see her in interviews. It's just a completely different personality. Like
Yes,
she's a ball of fun. So
yeah,
definitely Taraji.
that's dope. That's dope. Okay. I don't think I have any more questions. Do you sing or do you act as well?
It's funny you say that. I did do some acting back in 2021. I did a horror film, and it's called The Assistant 2. And you
Okay.
guys can check that out on YouTube, John T. Productions. I play a college professor. And for this role, it was a little bit out of my element because I went in with no acting experience. But
Okay.
when I did the table read for this character, because the director, he tried to mold the character into my image. Like I'm a little bit of sweet and a little bit of sassy.
Mm.
So she was sort of a no nonsense type of woman. Like it was fun to play a little bit of a bitch, if that makes sense. But she was a college professor. But here's the catch though. Being a woman, you guys know how women are about our hair.
Right.
So for this role, he wanted me to have short hair. And I said, I got choked up. I said, oh, whatever you want, I'll do it. I'll do it. But he did it for a reason, though, because he said he didn't want me to look like one of the students. He would rather me look like a college professor, a distinguished college professor that's about her business. And if you watch the film, you know she's a no nonsense type of woman. She's straightforward. She taught ethics class. So, yeah, it's out on YouTube. It's called The Assistant to Reconnected by Jonte Productions. And that was my first ever acting role, ever. So,
Oh,
would I do more acting in the future? Absolutely. Yes.
okay. Cool. 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 That's great. Well, that's all the questions I have for you.
All right,
Uh,
fashion dolls. Do we have any questions for Aoi or myself? My questions for my last few questions for you are what is something that you would love to see for yourself in 2023? Because I know you said the album is coming soon. Give people a little bit on what they can expect on this project.
on this project is soul, neo soul, R&B. Might have a little bit of pop in it. I haven't decided that yet, but I'll know by the end of the month if I will. Um, what to expect on this album is, I want the album to be for the people, like for, good
Yeah.
times and album that you can play at a backyard cookout and, you know, um, you can listen throughout while you're cleaning the house or, something like that. So,
Yes, because we need music during these times. And I was telling someone this just last week, um, coming on the show. It was Levi. It was Levi CG. And he was my guest for Monday. And I told him, I said, we need music in these times of uncertainty because there's so much going on in the world where people are just like in a disarray, being pent up in the house all this time. We need something that can make us feel good, that can make us happy. And musicians, you have the power to do that. So yeah,
yeah. Hopefully my music will change some people's lives, if not all.
absolutely. You sing about love. You sing about so many different things, and that's the power of being a musician or being an actor is having the range to sing and talk about certain things or portray certain characters. Now, my other question for you: are there any type of characters that you would like to portray in future movies and projects?
Oh man. I would like to do be the play the biopic of Marvin Gaye, the actual movie
Ooh.
of Marvin Gaye. I want to do that's who I want to do. Yeah, that's like my goal right now.
Now, you mentioned bios. Who would play you in a bio and a story about your life?
I could say oh Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan.
I could see that.
Yeah.
It's very much a resemblance, so I definitely could see that. because it's so funny you said that because of course we know that Chadwick, he's worked alongside Chadwick, and Chadwick did James Brown, and he did 42 as well. So yeah, it's pivotal to have stories being told about your life. 100%. All right, Fashion Dolls, do we have any questions for Aoi or myself? This was such a great conversation and interview, and this has been in the works. Like we planned this during the summer.
Yeah.
So we planned behind. It's been behind the scenes already planned. And shout outs to Jay Evans. We have a music panel coming up next month. So make sure you guys tune in for that. It's going to be Christmas albums, iconic Christmas albums. And it's going to be me, my brothers Jay Evans and K Toops. So head on over and subscribe to their channels as well also. He said, yes, we need it. Marvin Gaye biopic is long overdue. And we got a question. If you could make a neo soul playlist on Manifestation, who are the artists and what song?
Mm. There would be Erica Badu, Bilal, Jill Scott, uh, Marvin Gaye, Music Soul Child, India Ari. I can't think of the Solange. Um, Pretty much all the neo soul artists for real.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Any other questions, Fashion Dolls? We have a great lineup. I'm going to post the lineup sometime this weekend, so you guys make sure you stay tuned. We have officially completed all our interviews for this month, and we're now going to be heading into the month of December. So we have some more amazing guests coming on, and the flyers are already up. So make sure you guys check my page, check my stories, because that's where most of the important stuff you can find as well too. So make sure you guys are following and subscribe to my channel, Style by Stevie Daytime, where you guys can get notifications on when the next interview is going to be, and check out some of the past shows because it's so many. I've done so many. I can't remember them all right off the top of my head, but definitely head on over there and check them out as well also. So before we close out this interview, what advice, Alwie, would you give to up and coming singers and songwriters, or someone who wants to get into the field of acting?
For singers, I would say get out there, do the footwork, get out there, do showcases, get your name
Yeah,
out there. Um, sing your songs, write your songs, like get in the field of writing songs for yourself, and get out there and sing them, perform them, do whatever it takes to get out there, get your name out there, go out there and go to industry mixers and meet people, and make sure you have like your thumb drives to pass out or some type of merch so people will know who you are moving forward. As far as actors and actresses, the same thing. It works both hands. It works the same way, both hands and everything. So yeah, you just gotta get your name out there. Start off on sets, doing extra work. You never know. You might get picked out of anyone out of there to come get a speaker of that sort. So yeah.
absolutely. And we got a question for you from Jay Evans. What other singers would you play in a bio beside Marvin Gaye?
Um, Singers. Ooh, that's a good question. Um, I'll go with uh Otis Redding.
Ooh, I could see that. I definitely could. Let me see. We got another question. If you got approached by an actor or artist you want to work with and could do, which one would you?
Um, you said if I could, I'm sorry.
Yes. If you got approached by an actor or artist you want to work with and could do one, which one would you do?
Mm, uh, I would act. I would pretty much both actually. Pretty much both.
That's a tough choice because it's like asking someone to pick their favorite
Right.
children. Like, I
Right.
want to be versatile. I want to be able to do both as well,
Right.
also.
Hmm.
Hey, girl. Shout outs to my best friend, my very dear friend. Shout outs to my girl, Stephanie. I can see Otis. That would be good. And that's from Jay Evans. Do we have any other questions, fashion dolls? This is such a great conversation, and I'm glad that you guys are engaged and enjoying this interview. I have been enjoying the interviews throughout this week because we've had some great guests on. So, any other questions before we conclude? Fashion dolls, and I've got one more for you, Aoi, and that is, what is something that you would tell your 14-year-old self?
Uh, strive. You can do it. Get out there and
Mm.
be fearless.
And it kind of goes to say also, just leap, just do it. If this is something that you're passionate about doing, leap and go for it. There's so many classes, and I wish there's so many colleges and universities they have drama programs and arts programs. But I wish that some of them just would not cut them or get rid of them. I've heard that some of them are being cut, but there are children who want to get into the arts and get a bachelor's in the fine arts and so many things. But you can't take that away from them. You can't take that away from them. So I say continue keeping up with the drama and theater arts because there's so many children who want to get on Broadway and theater. And on this platform, I'm thankfully sat with people who've done Broadway and the main stage and so many things. So keep going. Leap if this is something that you want to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, fashion dolls. I'm glad I'm not the only one who asks questions now. Right. Yes. Everybody's getting up and they're starting to, they're like, break the ice. And I try to get my audience, my fashion dolls to do that. Break the ice. It's an open book here. It's transparency. So ask questions and get to know the guests. They don't bite. They don't bite. Trust. So if we don't have any other questions, let everyone know where they can follow you and check out the singles brand new.
Um, you can check out the single brand new on all platforms. You can actually check out the video on YouTube. Is under Leftway Records. That's Lephway, Leftway Records. And you can also follow me on YouTube, AL-WEE. My Instagram is the underscore real underscore Alwee, ALWEE. And actually, my name on all platforms is AL-WEE.
All right. And I will have you tagged when we get this uploaded. And make sure you guys be on the lookout for the clip of the day as well as the look of the week. You guys, I gave you, I think, about 4 looks this week. So make sure you guys vote for your favorite look of the week. Follow my stories for more information on who's going to be on next week and coming in December. The lineup is already posted. Well, some of it because I have some things up my sleeve. I'm not going to reveal all of my tricks. So you guys just have to stay tuned to find out who's coming on next month. So without further ado, thank you so much, Aoi, for coming on and talking about your music and acting. And I would love to have you back on in the future.
You're welcome. No problem. Thank you for having me, and definitely will be welcome back.
Yes, 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, Aoi, please go and check out the hit singles. They're out right now on all streaming platforms. And this will be up on my YouTube channel. So head on over and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime. You guys take care. Be blessed and have a safe holiday weekend. Be safe out here. Today is Black Friday sale. So definitely, I know traffic is going to be crazy. So you guys just be careful out there on the road. There's so much. I love you. And we will see you guys next week with all new episodes of Style by Steve. Take care, everyone.
All right. Take care.
You too.